Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of Radio Free Decipher.
Already, we're like looking at each other, trying to crack each other up, and I'm successful.
It's pretty bad. Well,
my name's Kyle Hoyer, and with me is
Evan Lorenz. How are y'all?
Good.
Now
That's a nice sweater. That's a nice sweater you got on today, man.
Why, thank you, man.
It looks like it's cashmere.
Well, it's not. Gosh, that reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. Anyway, not important at all.
Okay.
It's just kind of warm on a kind of
So,
a cold day.
Tell us everything that's going on about Trek.
Everything would take a while. How about I tell you one thing?
Sounds good.
All right, we're working on movie set, of course, the motion pictures.
The motion pictures.
The motion pictures, that's with an S. So some people have been a little unclear about this. This is all 9 movies.
Correct.
From the first 2 Insurrection. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see heavy amounts of any one movie because it is just a 131 card set.
Mm-hmm.
This may actually be the first time I've said that too.
Whoa!
People have been speculating.
You heard it here first on Radio Free Decipher.
Yeah, people have been speculating that it might be some supersized set, and certainly it would be nice. I mean, I think we could find the material to fill that, but we're choosing to stay with the standard set size for right now. So 131 cards.
We'll, when we do the movie set too, to include Star Trek 10, then we might,
Yeah, I
whatever.
definitely think that, just because this is the motion pictures doesn't mean you're not going to see more of that stuff.
Sure.
In fact, you've seen a lot of First Contact cards after the First Contact set, and I would think that would be more the case here because there's just plenty of good stuff.
That's a good question. Are we going to have, is there going to be a lot more First Contact stuff in this set?
Not a lot more, no. But there are First Contact cards.
Excellent. Something from every movie?
There is something from every movie.
Come on. Star Trek 5?
No, well, Star Trek 5 has some things that would make, good cards, although the movie wasn't all that popular.
Come on, man. It had Cybok.
It did have Cybok. The set will have Cybok. That's probably no surprise.
No surprise.
But actually, one of the things that might be a little more interest is tactics are coming back.
Ah, very good.
I know it's been several expansion sets since we've had tactics, and they're not going to be a ton. It's not going to be blaze of glory number of tactics here because there's plenty of other things that need to be going into the set.
Mm-hmm.
But there are going to be a few tactics, maybe somewhere between like 3 and 5 new tactics, something like that.
Good stuff. Like the hook the 2 shuttlecraft together one?
No.
From Star Trek, what was it, 9? Remember?
Oh, right. Now that's
not a tactic?
No, that's not a tactic.
If your opponent's shuttlecraft is at the same location as your shuttlecraft, flip 2, download 1, and they're hooked.
Boy, you should just be in the TCG studio.
I should be designing cards, baby.
But, we're actually having to make a lot of very tough decisions about things that we are not going to get to include in the set simply for size, because we're trying to have a lot of kind of theme decks in it so that you can focus on a couple of the storylines of the movies.
That's cool.
So in order to give you enough cards to make a theme playable, we have to sacrifice some of those fun, unrelated interrupts that, unrelated events, things, funny lines, funny
Sure.
moments, and those kinds of things are unfortunately not going to get to be in the set.
Not the punk on the bus?
Right now he is a dilemma.
He is a dilemma. Awesome.
And a personal favorite of mine, so he's probably going to make the set.
Good.
But,
excellent.
just a few other lines here and there just aren't in there. But the trade-off for that is you get to have a functional Sona-themed deck. You get to have a functional Khan-themed deck.
Right.
You get to have
a functional stop Odo the Klingon.
Oh.
When he's the assassin deck.
No, actually there's no Odo the Klingon card in the set either.
Aww.
He was kind of another one of the hard cuts. We were looking at the Federation.
Now, Odo was never really the Klingon. It was Rene Aubergenois.
Very good.
That was portraying.
Yeah, having a little Scooby-Doo moment.
That's right.
Actually, the main reason that we didn't do Colonel West,
right,
is his character's name, is because his footage is not in the original theatrical release of the film. It was added on later video and DVD releases, so that his only appearance in the actual theatrical film is in Klingon makeup, and you don't know it's him, and it's kind of bizarre. So we're not doing Colonel West because the copy of the film that we got is the original theatrical release.
Oh, it doesn't have the Scooby-Doo ending.
That's right. So until we get the little Scooby-Doo ending where they, it's Colonel West, and pull his hat off, we don't have a clear shot of Colonel West. So he went. And he also had a kind of redundant skills. I mean, we've had to cut a number of people that we really wanted to do just because there are other people in the set that already have those skills. We were a big fan of Scotty's nephew, Peter Preston from Star Trek 2, and he's hit the cut file. So, you know, like I said, tough choices, but that just means that what stays behind should be that much better, you know.
That's right. That's right.
So,
well, that's a lot of Trek.
Yeah, more than you thought you were going to get, huh?
Definitely, definitely. Well, we've got lots of other stuff. An update from the last 2 Radio Free Deciphers. We finally got around to scheduling some time and playing the Lord of the Rings Adventure Game.
Now I understand that Kendrick was your game master.
He was the MC.
Okay.
And we randomly chose. There was only 4 of us playing other than Kendrick. So and there are 9 people. So one person got to play 3, and everybody else got to play 2 different characters. So.
And did you choose?
No, it was totally random. And I think I came out at the head of that because I wound up with Aragorn and Frodo.
Well, gee, that's nice.
So I was, you know, the ring bearer and the booty kicker.
Yeah. So how was it?
It was pretty good. You know, it was our first time playing, so we had a little bit of a process getting into the new rules and stuff, and but it was very fun. And man, these tentacle-y things we didn't understand what was going on, and they were whooping us. And Bojo lit them on fire with Gandalf, and actually Gandalf should have been killed, but since it was our first time going through it. We made it so that Gandalf didn't die. So
nice.
Cheated a little bit. But Gandalf should have died. We all realized that, and it was all like, whoa, that was cool. You know, I can't believe it. But we wanted to, you know, keep going through the adventure. So with everybody. So
did it kind of whet your appetite for the full-fledged role-playing game?
Definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely. It was a very easy system to learn, and man, I'm ready to kick some more tentacle booty.
Well, that's coming out in stores, I believe, next Wednesday, the 30th.
Wow. So, that's not very long.
Everybody else can start looking for that really soon.
Excellent. Fun stuff. Very good stuff.
And you spent about the rest of your week reading deck lists, pretty much. Huh?
My Lord, let me tell you. Okay.
What was the final total on number of decks received?
Okay, well, first we'll talk. This is for the Designers Challenge 2, where people were asked to submit deck designs and strategy to accompany those decks. And then we here at Decipher, like there were 10 of us that judged all of the decks, and it went through basically a process of elimination and voting and things like that. And there were, for the first Designers Challenge, you know, last year there were exactly 100 deck designs entered into the contest. For this one, there were 756 decks.
Okay.
So when you see the story, I believe the story is it went up today. When you see the story, there's a picture on there of the stack of deck lists.
Nice.
And it's incredible. There were so many. I think we killed 3 trees printing out those deck lists.
I'm so sorry. On the other hand, though, if ever I want to design a deck, I know where to get a deck list.
Yeah, you just come on over to my office.
I don't have to do anything.
Pull one out of the pile.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's really cool, and we're excited. We decided that since we got so many deck list submissions that we're increasing the number of participants into the finals from 8 to 16. So we are actually bringing in players from the local community to come in and play, since we don't have 16 of us to between the TCG studio that's available because some people are on vacation or whatever. Between the TCG studio and the marketing guys, we didn't have enough, so we're bringing in some local players, some volunteers, some stuff like that. So they're going to spend an afternoon at Decipher whooping on each other, so we're going to have a lot of fun. So that event is 1 week from today, and there's going to be a message board, live message board.
Same as the first time.
Simultaneous broadcast, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, Evan, we're looking for somebody to be the guy typing on the message board. Since you're not playing in the tournament, man, what do you think? Want to help us out and give the play-by-play?
You can't put me on the spot like that. That's mean.
I'm sorry.
We'll discuss it later.
Excellent. Let's see. What else is going on?
Well, let's see. We had kind of a fun little announcement with the Inquest Awards that came this week.
That's right. Lord of the Rings is nominated for Game of the Year 2001. Very happy about that. Coruscant for the Star Wars game is nominated for Best Expansion of the Year, and I think we should also get Holodeck Adventures in there. I think that was a great expansion. Well done, Star Trek design team.
Well, hey,
And so that's definitely a write-in. So. For those of you that are interested in going and voting for your favorite games of the year, 2001, there is an article on our website that should be will direct you to where the online voting is. The deadline, I believe, is January 31st. So get out there and vote. Vote early, vote often.
Cool.
Isn't that the slogan?
Yeah, something like that.
So.
All right, so that wraps up most of the news. We are fortunate enough to have with us Mr. Scott Gaeta, who is going to be, as you know from the Game Players Network website.
How are you doing today, Scott?
Oh, just fine.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's a long road getting from Denver to here.
Yeah, it was a much longer flight than
was it, like
anticipated.
A 4-hour delay, 5-hour delay, something awful?
Yeah, I was looking. I got to see Drew Carey's house. I was in Cleveland for a few hours.
Yeah, ouch. Well, Cleveland rocks. Anyways, you are out here talking to us about some Star Wars Players Committee stuff.
Yeah, that's right. We saw the announcement for the about the game and about the Players Committee, and saw that you guys were accepting volunteers, and decided that we would volunteer and see if we could offer some support to the Players Committee.
Now, you say we. Tell us exactly who we are.
Well, Game Players Network is right now myself and I think we're getting close to about 40 or 50 volunteers, including writers and news people and programmers and that sort of thing.
I have seen the site, though still really young, has become pretty successful and pretty hopping, pretty quick.
Yeah, so far we've been really happy with the feedback that we've gotten from the members and everything, and there's a lot more to do, definitely. It went up kind of quick. We wanted to get out there and get going with Lord of the Rings.
Sure. Soon after the release.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, we want to get this Players Committee thing going and see if we can keep playing some Star Wars.
Great. Now, what happened was when we put out the announcement for the Players Committee, Scott and the Game Players Network basically stepped up and said, "Hey, we're willing to help out however we can." And what you are going to be doing to help us? Explain a little bit what you're going to be doing to help out the Players Committee.
Sure. Well, we're gonna give them web space, give them area, space to kind of do their thing, get their message out, support their tournament formats that they're going to come up with, provide interview players, pretty much give them whatever we can, whatever they need. Just kind of become the home of the Players Committee, hopefully, and do what we can for them. So.
Good deal. Great. And so if people have questions for the Players Committee, they'll be able to go to GamePlayersNetwork.com, get in touch with them, give feedback for them, things like that, as well as Game Players Network will be handling a lot of the web support for the new virtual cards. When the Players Committee comes out with new game text, you guys are going to be doing a lot of the web programming to get all of the new game text ready for posting up on Decipher.com.
Right. Hopefully, we're gonna handle most of the technical stuff for them, so they don't have to worry about that. They can just spend their time designing new text for the cards,
coming out with new tournament formats.
Yeah, new tournament formats. Pretty much, keeping it alive, keep it interesting and fun. We're looking into putting up a new board, basically just for information. For discussion, suggestions to the committee. So that way, it truly is turned over to the players and they have an open forum where they can express their opinions, and the members running the Players Committee can look at that and take it all in and decide, to use it or not use it.
Well,
sounds great.
We announced which of the initial core members of the Players Committee are going to be, who those people are. Now, from there, those 6 members are allowed to, bring on whoever else they want. I mean, It's going to be their game, their whatever they want to do. It's their rules. How familiar are you with the initial core 6 guys? I know Mike Gerard does some stuff for Game Players now.
Yeah, Mike Gerard so far has been one of our roving reporters, hitting the road and covering some big tournaments for us. I know some of the guys. John Arendt is a big guy, very well-respected player, and probably one of the most underrated players in the world.
If I remember right, in 1999, he finished first at the wild card day one of the Star Wars World Championships. Out of like the 170 some people, he took first
very
place.
large event.
Yeah, he's a fellow Coloradan, and in Colorado, people have coined the term errant tech.
Okay.
He will come up with something that's just totally out of the blue and just totally unique to John's play style, and it's usually something quite revolutionary. So I think he's a big asset to the committee.
And he'll be handling mostly, I believe, the tournaments aspect of the Game Players Committee.
Right.
So coming up with the new tournament programs, making sure the tournaments are running smoothly.
Right. Joe Halfridge, I saw, was named to the committee, and most people know him, and he's a huge rules guy.
Yep.
A lot of people are familiar with
he's had
Joe
a very,
Halfridge,
very strong presence on the discussion list and the BBSs for a while now.
Widely known as one of the guys that knows more about the game than even our designers, I think.
Yeah, Joe pretty much lives and breathes Star Wars rules, so I think the rules are very safe in his hands.
Good. As well as Greg Anderson.
Right. Yeah, Greg, I personally haven't had any interaction with him, but I know him just by name and reputation. And I think he was an excellent choice.
Okay. And let's see, Eric Olsen.
Right.
Do you know Eric?
No, Eric. Never worked with Eric, but I think that it'll be fun to get this going.
He helped Joe out a lot when Joe was designing some of the later Episode 1 Star Wars sets.
Right.
Okay. Joe and Eric are good friends, and I think Joe was
Joe Allred, right?
Yes, Joe Allred. Right. And I think Eric was Joe Allred's basically sort of right-hand man on the design of those sets, and so he has a very good familiarity with designing cards and what the processes are and what to look for and what not to look for. And so I think he's going to be a very valuable asset to the Players Committee in the design area.
Yeah, so. I think so. I mean, I think that that you guys picked a really good group of guys. They all seem to be very psyched about what they're doing, and I think the game is in very good hands. And we're just going to kind of be there for them and do whatever we can to support them.
Great. One last person I didn't want to leave out was
number 6.
Number 6 was Doug Taylor.
Okay.
He's the last person. Are you familiar with Doug at all?
No.
Doug lives up in Seattle. He has been a playtester, I believe, since Jabba's Palace.
Quite some time, yeah.
Quite some time. And the beauty, I think, he's going to be also on doing the design with Eric. And I think the beauty of the synergy between Eric Olsen and Doug Taylor is going to be fantastic because they both have differing styles when designing cards. I think Doug wants to make sure that there is an aspect of storyline, make sure that storyline is incorporated, and make sure that there's an element of fun incorporated. And Eric is a gamer's designer. He wants to crunch numbers, and he wants to give the gamer, the hardcore gamer, what they want. And so I think there's going to be a really good balance and make sure that both ends of the spectrum are really accounted for and taken.
Sounds like a good line.
Well, hearing some of the ideas that they're tossing around, it definitely seems like they're going to go in the right direction.
Absolutely.
It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good.
And there you have it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thanks a lot, Scott, for stopping in here today. I know that this wasn't part of the worldwide tour, but it's always fun to have a guest in here.
No, it was a lot of fun.
In the little room.
In the little room, yes. It's
with the broken door.
Quite interesting.
So do be sure to check out all the developments for the Player Committee and visit the rest of the Game Players Network site.
That's right. Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome.
Okay, so there you have it. All the news that's fit to digest.
And it's so good.
Yeah, tastes like chicken. Until next week.
Arrivederci.